on Kingdom Hearts 2. We met Donald and Goofy. No, I'm sorry. I met Maui, Mallard, and Doofy Dog. At any rate, guided by a voice because I thought it was mysterious old mansion. Stepping outside, I found the town strangely familiar. Sora was wandering around Twilight Town. Sora and his friends were to the station. Wait, what? You gotta board the king. You gotta board the train and wait, what? They said they seen someone at the station was looking for Sora and his friends. From the sounds of things, it must be the king. Wait a minute. Sora awoke. Oh, so I'm already done with Roxas, and now Sora's here. So I guess that explains why they know him. The fact that I didn't even know I switched characters probably says something, too. I switched from one character to a totally different character. Anyway. So he must have been sleeping there. Sleeping outside, he found the town strangely familiar, even though I'd never been there before. Sora was wandering around Twilight Town. He met Sora and his friends, you know. Ronald, Ruck, and Doofy. Sora and his friends hurried to the station and suddenly found themselves surrounded by swarms of foes. A black-clad warrior rescued them from their predicament. Was none other than the king himself, you know, Ninja Mickey. Let's see. There was a little time to celebrate their reunion. You got aboard the train. Both came and locked away in the storm of darkness. Sora made up his mind for Riku. Donald and Goofy agreed to come along too, you know, because they're friends. Take a train out of town. So we're outie. So it's time to bail. Apparently I cannot switch characters. I didn't check the manual, I'll do that later. I'm pretty sure I didn't switch characters the last few times I played. They're just tagging along, let's be honest. So how do we get out of here? Can't go that way. Examine. Well, that's not the one I'm thinking of. I guess we'll get on this train. I guess that's the one we're getting on, right? The one bound for nowhere. Let's get on the train that we don't know where. Let's get on strange trains and don't know where they're going. Of course they're ready. I mean, they're not ready. Well, we've already saved our game. Get on the train. We done?
Let's go.
Gorsh. Bye. Skip. Not interested in this, what do you call it? Not interested in this, coming of age moment. You're old school. Left behind. Old news. Next. On to bigger and better things. Okay, we have a save spot. We don't have a save spot, and we don't have a map. We're already off to a roaring start. Let's open these two treasure chests. They're laying out here in the middle of nowhere. This is the castle I was thinking of. Because this is the part where I had a bit of trouble. But I can grind in here for a few minutes. In fact, I think I had to grind up 2 or 3 levels to make sure I didn't die. But there is a save spot in here. So I'll be able to abuse that save spot and use it as a place for grinding. But in the meantime, let's take on these clockwork-looking dudes. I don't even know what they're called. These Eggman-looking things from Sonic the Hedgehog. You can recall them being big bouncing balls or something. On a related note, this game was re-released along with Kingdom Hearts 1.5 on the same disc for the PS4. So this is a... There are 2 separate discs for Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 that I rented from the library, but apparently PS4 has them all in one collection. Because, you know, it's not backwards compatible or anything, so you won't be able to play this game on a PS4 unless you buy the remaster. We won't talk about that. Absolutely not. I think probably sold 500,000 copies, too. Never mind, yeah, it's Pete. Yeah, definitely Jim Cummings. They're trying to do Disney animation with a low poly count. It's not easy. It's not pre-rendered. It's all within the engine. It's all within the game engine. So you compromise a little bit here and there. I mean, how does it compare to the Genesis version of Aladdin? I couldn't tell you. Okay, let's have some fun in here. So we'll grind a little bit. And then if it gets too demanding, then we'll just... If it gets too repetitive, then we'll stop the video. Nope. Okay, that will be our save. Alright, let's do this. I really didn't like that first hour and a half of the game. I just want to point that out. So the fact that I can skip ahead to the good stuff right here is very good. But that was I'm going to call that a pacing problem. We've gone for 3.5 hours practically, and it's... If I had to watch the story, it probably would have been 4 hours. So that's a terrible pacing. So I'm not really impressed with the early parts of this game. Well, we're back to the spiral staircase again. Well, I guess, what was it? Instead of complaining about the lack of depth, I mean, come on. It's an action RPG. I mean, remember, Wanderers from Ys back in the day? I mean, that wasn't exactly, stellar RPG game with lots of numbers. It was basically an action game with a... It was an action game with a lot of, with a lot of numbers attached to it. It had a transparent damage model. So there wasn't a whole lot of RPGing to be done there. It was basically just you... It was a side-scrolling game. It was like it was like any other hack and slash game where you jumped and you bashed things. There wasn't a whole lot of role playing, not a lot of skill progression. It was basically just bashing enemies until you earned enough points to go up a level, so that your HP meter got larger and you could do more magic. As I recall, in fact, I remember there being that much magic in Wanderers from Ys. And I didn't want to buy those games because they were really expensive. They were like $10 a piece on the Wii, so I never bought them. I thought about buying Riot Zone, but that seemed even more repetitive than Wanderers from Ys, if you can believe that. Just looked like a really dull, Final Fight-like melee brawler. I mean, why play that when you can play Streets of Rage 2 or something like that, that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess if you had a Turbo Graphics, it was nice to actually have a decent melee brawler, but it wasn't a particularly good one. I mean, Genesis and Super NES had dozens of them. Dozens of decent ones, anyway. There weren't that many good ones. And then there's just wacky stuff like Alien Storm. I mean, that wasn't a particularly good game, but it was it's probably no better a melee brawler than Riot Zone was. And that was a game that required that game required a Turbo Duo with super graphics. So it wasn't just a regular traditional. Did the Turbo Graphics by itself have any melee brawlers? I don't think they... Was China Warrior a melee brawler, or was it like a one-on-one fighting game? I'll have to check some videos of that. Apparently the game was terrible, by the way. China Warrior. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know of any melee brawlers on the plain vanilla Turbo Graphics, and that hurts. I mean, they got Street Fighters. I mean, I guess they got Fighting Street. God, that was terrible. But they also got Street Fighter 2 eventually. Yeah, the lip sync's not great.
Well, it's a good thing we're on the job then.
So, the worlds aren't at peace after all?
So I guess the lip sync isn't perfect. Ever. Only for a few scenes. They didn't have the time to really overdo. They didn't have the time to do an overhaul, just to be honest. Okay, which way to where? Where am I going? I don't have a map. Jeez. And I can't run. I only have one speed. So I don't know what to tell you. Okay, we done? Yeah, we're done. Yeah, go get him. I'll collect the loot. So he just has a shield and just bashes people with it? What's he doing? He doesn't even do his Yahoo scream. Which would be like, maybe he does that when he dies. When his HP reaches 0, he does Yahoo. At any rate. Because you can't be Goofy without the Yahoo. I mean, come on. Ninja Mickey? No. My memories. I forgot I forgot where he was from. It's kind of weird for Disney characters to be prostrating. But then, no, wait, did the Prince and the Pauper include characters prostrating before? Like, then again, I think it makes sense. Maybe it makes sense that Mickey would be king if he used to be a prince.
Yes, the king has been quite busy of late. Therefore, it would seem that the task of instructing you three falls upon my shoulders. You have a perilous...
Okay, so it's fight, 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 story cutscene, fight some more, cutscene,
You mean
maybe do a little bit of exploration, fight some more. Okay.
I was looking forward to finding my
Not a lot of exploring, just seems very linear. Extremely linear. Okay, I'm skipping the exposition, folks. It's driving me nuts. I did not want to hear not Mickey, and not Goofy, and not Donald sit around reacting to exposition. Like, I can't. I mean, is that why you love these characters? Because they're like supporting characters in an exposition dump of world building? Corporate world building? Is this the Squeenix Disney shared universe now? I mean, sure, I want to see Gargoyles and Final Fantasy in a mashup. That'd be cool, but can you do a story about it? I mean, okay, could it be a good story? 'Cause I'm sure every teenager who grew up in the 90s did a Final Fantasy Gargoyles mashup at some point. I did, you know. I'm not gonna say because I had taste, because it's not like I did. Because it's not like I did, but I mean, come on. You know you did. You know you wrote one. What was it? Who was in it? Was it Elisa Maza with yeah, who would it be? Was it like it was Elisa Maza with not lightning. It was Elisa Maza, not Elisa Maza and Terra. It was Elisa Maza and Rydia. Yeah, the Beast Girl. Yeah, Rydia, the Beast Master, the Beast Mistress. So it'd be Elisa Maza who talks to gargoyles and Rydia who talks to monsters from Final Fantasy IV. Oops. I guess if you wanted to really go hog wild with it, you can get Celis Saris in there. You know, the opera singer, the general / opera singer. Terra, well, I guess she could be like Fox. You know, she could be like one of Odin's children. What were they called? Not the hatchlings. So yeah, so you can do that. Maybe you can get Fox up in there. Now, who else would be there? Basically would be Final Fantasy VI with Gargoyles characters. You get the halflings in there. David Xantos would be there working with Kefka. Like who else? It would be like yeah, so Sid would be with Sid would work with Lexington, obviously. Sabin can work with... Actually, no. Who was the samurai dude from Final Fantasy? Actually, Shadow. Well, Shadow. There was a samurai dude, right? Not a ninja, a samurai. Actually, there was a samurai guy. Yang, right? Yang from Final Fantasy IV. He could work with Hudson. And let's see. How else do you work that? Yeah, who's Broadway going to hang out with? Like, who's the big dumb comic relief? Go-Go? Gal? No. The dog. Who was the dog's name? Brooklyn? Yeah, Brooklyn would work with, Yeah, Brooklyn would work with, Gal, the Beast Boy. Yeah. The Beast Boy would work... Yeah, Gal the Beast Boy, who, possessed... Okay. Which way am I going here? That's went in the wrong direction. So Rydia, the Beast Girl, would hang out with Gal, the Beast Boy, and they would hang out with Elisa Maza, of course. Fox would be hanging out with Terra. They would be a party of two. They could be a pair. And then you could get, who else am I thinking of? I already mentioned, yeah, Brooklyn would be with, maybe not with Gal. They could have some fun together, though. They'd be of the similar mindset. Brooklyn, not the dog. Who's the Brooklyn? Broadway was. I'm forgetting the name of the dog. Was it Broadway? Like I'm drawing a freaking blank. Good lord. Who is the big dumb gargoyle with his brains in his stomach? Because Brooklyn was Jeff Bennett, and he could be with Saban. Actually, who would be with Locke the Thief? Owen? Well, that'd be Puck technically, but Puck was Owen. Spoiler alert. So that means I already got Xantos. Well, Phaelog would basically be a big bad. So you'd be hanging out with Chaos, I guess. That's just Final Fantasy 2, and that's just Final Fantasy 4 and 6. So that means... Oh, here we go. Actually, Savarius. Savarius would be... Not with Kefka. Not Kefka. Well, I guess Savarius would work with Kefka. Who is the big bad in Final Fantasy 6? Actually, Final Fantasy 4. I totally forgot. You know, the Red Wings in them. In fact, wouldn't it make perfect sense that Brooklyn would be hanging out with the Red Wings? I mean, am I right? And of course, the Dragoon guy. Who would the Dragoon character be hanging out with from Gargoyles? Arthur, maybe? No, I think he might hang out with, well... Actually, he might hang out with Griff, now that I think about it. Can I skip this? Skip. I guess, where am I going, actually? Am I supposed to sit here and listen to the story? We already did that. Okay, now we're going in here. I can't just barge in. So what can I do? Just a second. Read the book and talk. I have to talk to him. Mandatory. Skip. So now I have to read the interlude. Because I skipped ahead to the end. Okay, we ready? Yeah, and we know the Demona is going to be a big bad, but she has to work with a sympathetic bad guy, right? Actually. How come the Heartless are still running around? So yeah, so there's your Gargoyles Final Fantasy idea. Have fun with that, kids. And we'll save that. I'm sure, let's be honest, I mean, I'm not going to be the only person who came up with that idea. So maybe that'll be a good way to kill time in future videos. Develop that Final Fantasy Gargoyles Develop that Final Fantasy Gargoyles. So I have to go in a new wardrobe? Oh, yeah, the wardrobe. Ha. So what are we up to here? Well, there's an Archmage who's basically Kefka, let's be honest. It's the Sleeping Beauty. Actually, no. Cinderella, right? No, yeah, Sleeping Beauty, yeah. So not Bippity Boppity Boo, but the other ones. Don't get your Fairy Godmothers mixed up.
With the 5 of us, I mean, 6 of us, there's nothing to...
Because, you know, Godmothers are always better than your natural-born parents, right? And your adopted parents. Jeez. Harsh, dude. Wait, that's it? Yeah. Please. Can we please move the story along? We got to see some combat, we got to see some exposition, we got to skip some exposition, let's be honest.
Here, dear. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Oh, if you're looking for clothes, you've come to the right place. I'll do the designing.
Ugh. I can't be the least bit interested in this crap.
Oh, that will never do. Oh, now, dears. But don't you like this better? Hold on. Are you certain?
we done? We're not done. I guess we'll be here a while. But hey, let's hear it for non-traditional gender roles. Now the male character is getting dressed for battle.
All right, then.
Character animation is not great. The animation is not great on these ladies. I don't know what to tell you. Work with that. What they had.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep those high top sneakers though. Gotta have those.
Yes.
The high top clown shoes. Lord.
Now, those aren't ordinary garments.
They have very special powers. Take the orbiting.
And watch what happens.
These clothes had better buff me up. I look like a rock star. Dressed by a bunch of old ladies. Dual wielding.
This journey's going to be twice as difficult as your last. Your garments also have other powers, but you will have to discover what they are as you continue on your journey. Okay, I'll do my best, and thanks a lot.
John Bate.
And there's something else for you, Professor Jensen.
Ooh, I have a bigger combo while I'm in the air. That's another reason to jump. See? Use the drive command to change it. Well, that's like what do you call it? A chrono trigger, dual tech attack, right? A combo attack. Of course, I don't have any command over that. Maybe that's right. I do. Okay. Restores party member strength. Party members disappear while transformed. Okay. Maybe I don't need those guys while I'm fighting them. While I'm fighting, I can just use my drive character to fight everyone myself, huh? Alright, so we're good, right? Okay, all possibilities. An image? Oh, does that give me buffs? That'd be nice. Maybe it's nothing. I can't just go barging in while I'm done now. So where's my save? Oh gosh, I think you dropped something. Ugh. I said I wasn't gonna do voice acting, but here I am. Goofing off with the Disney. Goofing off with Goofy, right? Can we move now? I guess that couldn't just be a cutscene because they didn't want to voice act it. Maybe they forgot to voice act it. What a cluster this game. What a cluster this game is, seriously. No gummy bears, though. So what was it? Tummy, Gruffy, whatever.
So you guys ready to go?
Gruffy pwns the Smurfs, by the way.
Now, just a moment.
What?
Because of your previous endeavors, the worlds have returned to their original states. But that means the pathway...
Next. I'm not here for exposition. I'm here for Goofy. And Donald. Sorry, Ronald Ruck and Doofy Dog. Next. Well, these load times are... Oh. That's with a gummy ship. What are the rescue rangers doing here?
It's your favorite gummy engineer here, ready for duty. Yep. And bail! Happy boarding!
I said this was a gummy ship. Why are Chip and Dale here?
Only one?
That sucks. Well, you sure are yammering your mouth a lot for a guy who only said 2 syllables. Animation.
That's the one.
What are you panting?
Wait, I think it's a world we know.
A whole new world? Use the left stick to fly the gummy ship. Try approaching the world at the bottom of the screen. Boy, this music is really good. It's a shame it's wasted on this crappy story. Just saying. They need to do a remix of this with much better writing. Let's just put it that way. I mean, you can polish a turd, but after a while, you kind of have to, you know, start with better stock. Let's just say that. Come on, people. Okay, so we'll stop the video here. End this madness. Gosh.